Answers to this puzzle's radial clues, which may be 6, 7 or 8 letters in length, are to be entered inward from the grid's perimeter. The 8th letters, when positioned properly on the line in the middle, will provide an answer to a certain problem in circular logic. Each of the 6 outer rings accommodates a sequence of clue answers, along with one unclued but fitting entry and one unused letter. The sequence, which proceeds clockwise and whose clues are given in order, may begin anywhere within the ring. The unused letter, coming from a crossing radial answer, will always fall between 2 ring entries, clued or unclued. I've lost it now. The 7th ring consists of a single unclued word, so that's this innermost ring, this ring here. And one thing to point out is that these squares are double width compared to all the others. So there's 2 squares there, but there's 1 square here. The 7th ring consists of a single unclued word whose starting point is not given, describing the logical conclusion. Some of its letters are not used by radial entries. These uncrossed letters and the 6 unused ring letters may be circled to read clockwise from 12 o'clock to reveal the character responsible for all this head-spinning logic. 7 clue answers are capitalised. So, yes, absolutely bloody Violet. So, what are the main takeaways from that? Oh, I could do with the takeaway. Actually, I had one earlier, so I couldn't do with the takeaway. Answers are 6, 7 or 8 letters long for the radial clues, and they go down in this grid because that is from outside in. For the round clues, they're all in order, but we miss 1 letter and 1 entire answer. The entry is a fitting entry. We're not told where they start around the ring, and there's some unused letters for shenanigans later on. I don't disagree, Catnip. I've got my pen. I've got my pen ready, and I am ready to go for it. So allow me to first go with all the clues. So we've got a set of radial clues, 1 to 16, and then we have a 6 set of ring clues, A, B, C, D, E, and F, which are listed A on the outside, F on the inside, and then we have this extra ring here. And I didn't realise that this 8th letter would go in the centre here, so the 8th letter would go here in the grid. We'll deal with that as and when. Okay, good luck us, because that was 5 minutes of waffling just to get to 1 in. I can't say across, I can't say down. It's 1 in. Cryptic course in outline. Cryptic course in outline. Okay, that's going to be an anagram. Course in outline. Anagram of course. Is it dot? Well, it's going to be 7 in, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, so 7 in. I like that idea, Catnip. I like it a lot. Course in. Oh, it could be an anagram of course, or it could be an anagram of course in. All answers are 6, 7 or 8 letters long. We're not told which in these. I'm not seeing that anagram if it's an anagram of course in, because it'd be cryptic course, and it means outline. So to outline. Oh, got it. Ooh, okay. Yeah, of course it would be. Okay. I have it. Catus and Hans have it. It is an anagram, and I'll tell you, it's an 8-letter anagram, so it's an anagram of course in. Go for it. Widdershins. It's, yes, and just to prove it, I do have scenario written down here. Scenario. Along with a note to remind me to tell you that I'm looking forward to the Olympic ceremony. Scenario. And we can put that straight in the grid. How dare we be able to put letters in the grid immediately? So scenario, and O is it. Oh dear, O is in the centre, which makes sense because it's sort of it's a ring, isn't it? Yet more O's. This is the 3rd puzzle in a row where O's have been important. Very good. Cryptic letter is your O. Got any O's? Best using brainwork first off, you idiot. Best using brainwork first off, you idiot. Using brainwork is thinking, isn't it? Best is like A1 or prime. Arch Davidson is trying to be hip and trendy and trying too hard. I'm assuming it's a reference to something, Arch, but I don't get it. I don't get it. This is because I'm not hip nor trendy. Not sure about 2. Come back to that. A collection of opinions on Old Olympian. A collection of opinions on Old Olympian. And just in case it's important, this was published in April 2003, so if there's any April Fools going on, I don't know. Fair enough, Arch. If they're 8 letters long, it is a shared letter, yes, if bringing this grid down. There is an O in the centre of the grid, so if they are an 8-letter long answer, they will end in O now. But they're not necessarily 8 letters long. It is not a shared letter. The 8th letters, when positioned properly on the line in the middle, will provide an answer to a certain problem in circular logic. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, let's just put an O there then. A collection of opinions on Old Olympian. Now, I think it's going to be a 7 or 6 or 5-letter word for collection of opinions on old for O. Am I going to get an Olympian such as someone on Mount Olympus from Greek mythology? But I can't think of anyone immediately off the top of my head. Othello. No, it's not Greek. What you on about? A collection of opinions. Not sure. Going to come back to that. Sort of pencil or pen and piece of paper by some sort of quirk. Sort of pencil or pen and piece of paper by some sort of quirk. Mechanical. Leaded. Unleaded. Graphite. Hard black. To be. Those are all sorts of pencils. Or pen, and piece of paper by some sort of quirk. Piece of paper could be P. I've seen it, and my work colleague has recommended it to me as well, Hades 3, and Hades. And aside from the fact that I have negative time available in which to play the game, because I bought a game today, a Ranger, which may be coming up quite soon, on my Wednesday game streams, actually. Or it may not. I might push it way back down the line. Aside from that fact, I took a look at it and I don't think it would. Anyway. Got 4, says Meredith. Someone's got 3, but I'm not going to... I'm too late. Very slow hands. First letter, please, for 4. Yes, I think sort of is doing different things in the 2 different places, I would have said. Catnip was a good point. I hadn't spotted that. S. Oh, sorry, Catus. Please forgive me. A pen could be a swan, and a piece of paper could be a pea. So we've got swamp. Piece of paper by some sort of quirk. It's alliterative. Second letter, please. Sort of pencil. So a pen could also be a sty. So it could be stylus or stylogram or stylitmus. It's going to be something to do with that, isn't it? By some sort of quirk. What's that doing in the clue? Pen is a sty, and if it was lus, L-U-S, for piece of paper. Piece of paper is P. So plus, but take off the P? Hang on, isn't there a type of pencil called a styler? S-T-Y-L-E-R. Okay, third letter, which is going to be the Y. Good evening, Liori. I'll be after your independent musings as ever. There's your sty. Okay. I think I'm thinking of Stadler. There was a brand of pencils called Stadler or something like that. Fourth letter then. Let's see where it's going after the sty. P? Okay, there's your piece of paper. By some sort of quirk, a tick? Is there a styptic? I'm going to look that up in Chambers. Styptic feels like a word. Styptic is an adjective meaning drawing together, astringent, checking bleeding, or hemostatic. But later on in the entry, it says styptic pencil, which is... It is a type of pencil. It's literally in a pencil form, but it's a healing agent for minor cuts, especially sustained during shaving. The bit of my face that I cut the most when shaving is, of course, my ears. It's true. It's true because I get so excited that I'm shaving that I accidentally go too far and I get my ear and I always cut my earlobe. Or underneath, right here. It's my most common bit that I cut is my ears. So yeah, styptic. There we go. Time article about Eastern Sea. Time article about Eastern Sea. If you've joined me, by the way, and want to see the blurb, which is currently not on the screen, you can type exclamation mark blurb. Am I going to grid it? Well, why not? Time article about Eastern Sea. Well, I did start the stream today saying Happy Friday, everyone, so it's not just me, Leonore. Time is usually T, but it could be era or eon or something like that. It's going to be Arctic. About Eastern, there's no Eastern there's no E for Eastern. Atlantic, there's no E in that. Pacific, no E. Ocean does have an E in it, but it's not, so it needs to be 6, 7, or 8 letters. What have we got? Indian Ocean. It says sea, of course, so it could be like Aral Sea. I'm thinking maybe too big. Yeah, 6, 7, or 8 count out. 6, 7, or 8. Okay, so if time is T, article could be the or an. About could be RE. It might not be putting it about. About could be RE, and then Eastern. Bonjour, Stephen. Avez-vous une lettre pour moi pour question 5, s'il vous plaît? Merci. Une lettre, s'il vous plaît, pour la question. A letter, please. Baguette. I love a good baguette. Je ne baguette rien. A. Aegean. Thank you. Now, is that how you spell it? That's not how you spell it, is it? I think E-A-E. No, that looks very wrong. It's definitely Aegean, but I just don't know how you spell it. And is the article... Time is age. Time is age, and then it's at... So it is... Oh, I think it was right. E-A-E. Thank you. A-E-G. E-A-N. There you go. So time is age. And then article is an. So you've got age an, and some of it, or all of it, is about E for Eastern. And it's this E here, this E between the E and the G. And that's Aegean. So that goes A-E-G-E-A-N. That would have absolutely been one at work, or I'd have gone, right, where's my dictionary? I know it's something like this, and it would have helped me find it. A friend of mine, back in the day, when there weren't apps, before Tinternet, not quite, but pretty much, when we didn't have all these tools, said, if you don't know how to spell a word, look it up in the dictionary. There's a logical flaw in that, which I'll leave you to think about, but it's not... No. Sumerian city disrupted by certain shark. Sumerian city disrupted by certain shark. Okay, I've got 6. I'm happy with 6. Go. The thing is, that is what dictionaries are for. But technically, if you don't know how to spell a word, how can you look it up? Go for 6. Catnip thinks they have it. Do you know the Sumerian city is called Ur? I will tell you that. It's not, unfortunately. The Sumerian city is and if you're certain, you're sure. So we're going to put sure, when I spell it right, in This is one of those crossword words. If you see city, sometimes it's EC because it's postcode for the city of London, in the middle of London, and sometimes it's You just have to know it. And certain in the middle of that, and a shark, like a loan shark, is an usura, a money pincher. Keep frames satisfactory in colour again. Keep frames satisfactory in colour again. You did, Stephen, you did. And then when you found it, you never forgot it, of course, because you spent half an hour looking for the bloody word. But anyway, keep frames. A keep. A fort. I feel like colour again feels like the definition. So retint, retinge, something like that. Redye, maybe. Satisfactory might be okay. Satisfactory might be C, because that's your middle grade in America, isn't it? So it might be C in... Oh, so a keep might be like a fort, and it's going to frame, i.e. go around the letter C, or okay, whatever means satisfactory. It's going to go in the middle of keep, because it's being framed by it, and then it's going to mean colour again. So retain, if you keep something, you retain it. Colour again. Taint. That's rectain. That doesn't mean to colour again. Maybe B. Oh, I'm so close. What do I need? What one letter or couple of letters do I need to add to retain to get recolour? Restain. Satisfactory is S. Okay, I'm glad I didn't look at the chat. Now I'm looking at the chat. And he has forgotten. He has forgotten the can. So sprite of shame it is for you all. Sprite of shame. Boo. I forgot that was 7. 7 sort of that angle. So if this was 7 up, then what was that clue? Well, it's sort of like that, really. Restain, to colour again, restain. So it's retain with S in. It's 7 in, shouldn't you drink it? Yes. Catnip, I've got a coffee at the moment. I can't do both. Ugh. The two at the same time would not go well. It is sort of uppish, that's true. So it's sort of 7-uppy. Never gets old. Most curious cause of sleepiness in Spain? No final answer. Most curious. So it's going to end est. Cause of sleepiness. Is that sort of narcolepsy or something? In Spain. So it's probably ESP for España. No final answer. Okay. So there's going to be more than one A in the wordplay element, and we're not going to use the last A in it. Because that would be the final of the A's, the final answer, and we don't want that. We don't have that. Yeah, Charlie. So this is what the original grid is. It's a circle, and they're double spaced in this innermost row. That's why the grid looks a little bit different. Anyone got 8? First letter, please, Stephen. Most curious. Nosiest, maybe? Would it be nosiest? We've got an N as the first letter. Cause of sleepiness. Nosiest. And I'll be taking an A out, and I don't know why. Second letter, please. Oh no, Arch. No to you all as well. It's quite rare, actually, that the first 2 letters make a word. But I'm glad that they've said no. I have a feeling it is nosiest, but I don't know why it is. The cause of sleepiness could be S. In Spain, is that est? Or in Spain, no. I don't know what no is in Spanish. Or in Spain is est. A siesta. Oh. So no siesta. Cause of sleepiness in Spain. That's a siesta. Where does the no come from then? So sleepiness in Spain is siesta. No final answer. Take the A off. But where is the no? Oh, I see. I see. If you don't have a siesta, you would be sleepy. I'll take that. That's fine. I'm sleepy either way. It makes no difference whether I have a nap or not. I have had so far 2 naps today. My fatigue is well up at the moment, which is very irritating. Oh, bum flap. Culprit's altered ring on the face. Culprit's altered ring on the face. This feels like an anagram of culprits. Culprits. And it's going to be a ring on the face. Script. Scriptal. La script. Crop list. Culprit's altered ring on the face. I have seen that happen, Catnip. Yeah, if it is part of the wordplay, as long it's fair game. It's it has happened. It's very rare. The 2 words here does mean it's 2 words. So crust lip. Lip crust? Is that a thing? Ring on the face. First letter from those of you who've got. It is Stephen. We did a crossword on here where a comma in the just in amongst the clue actually was for the letters comma COMMA. Split. Strip cull. Second letter, please. What is this anagram? It's an anagram of culprits. And what is this anagram? Split cur. Because it can't be lip now. Spit rolk. Next. Ring on the face. Now I'm thinking of this face. What if it's a clock face? Spit curl? What's a spit curl? But it looks like it can be. I've just realised I can actually zoom in a little bit. Let's make it big. It's a ring of hair. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Spit. Oh, whoops. Curl. Oh, of course the L goes underneath. So, well, there we are. Did not know that. Leanne's tailored some skirts. Happy with 10. This is an anagram that I can do because I've heard of the answer. Leanne's tailored some skirts. Go for 10. Let's go straight into it. It's an anagram of Leanne's. And it is A-lines. Those are your skirts. So we'll put that. Also an anagram of aliens. Yes, indeed. Glass covers among napkins and such. Glass covers among napkins and such. Ed! Good evening to you, my good sir. How are you? You doing all right? Glass covers among napkins and such. I want it to be hidden, but I'm not spotting it. If you haven't seen the blurb and you want to look at the blurb, type exclamation mark blurb, by the way. because it's a long one today. But the gist of it is these are all 6, 7 and 8 letter clues that we're currently solving. There's always one. There is always one. And I like that fact. Glass covers among napkins and such. So cutlery. A napkin isn't cutlery. The knife and fork are the cutlery, but it's the place setting. So is it the setting? Glass. Silica among napkins and such. Sands, but it's not... Because glass is from sand, but it's only 5 letters. Absolutely, Jam, absolutely. I've only sold 2 or 3 of them. I've subscribed to them. I only sold 2 or 3 of them, but the Ocean's 11 themed one was exquisite. Anyone got... okay, so a napkin isn't cutlery is currently the raid phrase. Thank you. Going to move on to 12. Expose man's wrong in Britain. Expose man's wrong in Britain. Feels like the definition is going to be in Britain. Oh no, Britain, man's wrong. Man's wrong could be anagram of man's, and Britain could be UK. Yes, it is. There you go. Yes, you were, Waterfall. Yes, you were. Have you got number 12, though? I will not ignore you this time if you've got 12. I'll come specifically and only to you. No one say anything. I want Waterfall to tell me what 12 is, but I bet you can't get it. I bet this is one that you're stuck on. I'll give it another few seconds for you to go. Haven't looked at it. Go for 12 then, anyone. Anyone and everyone. Expose man's wrong in Britain. So Britain is the UK in this instance. Cryptically good enough to say that they're the same thing. In reality, as pedants, we all know they're not the same thing. It's the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's not complicated at all. And man's wrong, anagram of man's in UK. Unmask, to expose. Is Wales a country? Well, yes and no. Good Ted Lasso line there. Suddenly, one crackpot has run. Suddenly, one crackpot has run. 3 words. Got it, though. I've got 13. Now, Katus, that is something that I'm less certain on. And who knows, Stephen? All right, Britain. So Britain just refers to England, Wales and Scotland. So Britain just means Great Britain in this instance. Yeah. Based on Oxford Dictionary of English. Britain says the island containing England, Wales and Scotland. The name is broadly synonymous with Great Britain, but the longer form is more usual for the political unit. Go for 13. It's an anagram. Ish. Well, mostly. 1 is I, and then crackpot, which is an anagram indicator, has run. So I for 1, know the answer to this one. 1 is I, anagram of has run. 3 words, in a rush. Correct. In a rush. Okay, 14 hens I let hosts place in a farm structure. Hens I let hosts place in a farm structure. Is it a hidden? Ensile? Is that a place? Hens I let. Okay. Host's place, which could be put in a farm structure, so barn or a silo. First letter, please. This is a word, is it? I mean, is it, first of all, is it ensile? Because if it is, then I spotted it, and I just have never heard. It is! Good evening, Alpha. Hope you're well. It's to place in a silo. Oh, right. So place is not a noun, as in we're talking about here's a place in a farm structure. It's to place in a farm structure. to Ensile. Flipping heck. I spotted the thing, and that is absolutely going to count. +1. Bing. Puts back. So I have no control over the ads either, Arch. I've set them to off, but never mind. Puts back some rocks in pursuit of balance. Puts back some rocks in pursuit of balance. Oh! Good evening. Oh, that's funny. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, I know you're still here, but I'm telling you, you will be well. Puts back. Restocks is currently what I've got in my head, just because it's got ox in it. OCKS. In pursuit of balance. Balance is rest. So some rocks would be ox after balance, rest. I don't like it, and I don't think it is that. No, I'm not going to ask. No, I'm not going to ask for this one. I'm going to move on. Ominous bit of machinery inside of loud convertible. Ominous bit of machinery inside of loud convertible. I'm going for this one straight off. It's doomful. So a bit of machinery is M inside of loud convertible. Anagram of loud, all of that. And it is doomful, which is not actually a word that I've ever used. Like, it doesn't feel like a real word, but it must mean full of doom. Okay, so we've got a reasonable first guess, and I know that you're telling me you've got quite a few of these, but I'm leaving a little bit of work for the second pass. Now it's over to the rings. So the way the rings work, let's just remind ourselves. Because I think I know, but it's just reminding myself. Each of the 6 outer rings accommodates a sequence of clue answers, along with 1 unclued but fitting entry, and 1 unused letter. And that unused letter is always a checked letter with one of the radial entries. It starts clockwise, but can begin anywhere, so we're not told where in the ring it starts. The unused letter is always from a crossing one. Okay. So, ring A. Waterproof aquatic creature. Waterproof aquatic creature. Now, of course, we're not told how long any of these are. A waterproof aquatic creature. Is a whale waterproof? I mean, there's a raid phrase. Otter. Waterproof. So, Jim's got this one. I could have done with being a waterproof aquatic creature like yourself, Arch, earlier. I only went out for 5 minutes earlier today. It was during the only about 10 minutes that it was, of course, whittling it down with rain. Of course it was. Needed to get milk, though. Can't run out of milk. Oh, no, bad things happen if Dan runs out of milk. Like coffee. Good evening, Cryptic. Sometimes, though, you'll remember the gimmick, but if you remember specific clues, that is incredible. I can't see what it is. I think I'm going to come back to it because I want to try and get at least one of these. Shook like bolts in a case. Shook like bolts in a case. In a case. Okay. Oh, I've got this. Yes, right. I've got this. Go for A2 then. Shook like bolts in a case. It's a double definition. It doesn't look like it, but it is a double definition. It's quivered, yes. So, shook, you shake, you quiver. Bolts in a case. A bolt is another term for an arrow, and if you put them in a case like an archery thing, they would be quivered. Because it's a quiver is an archery thing. So, quivered. Which is alright. Now that we've got a Q and a V, all of a sudden my pangram senses are starting to tingle. It does not mean that the next clue is here, sadly. Weasel immediately eating goose egg. But I'm going to claim that it does go here. It does go here. Yeah. No, I know. It's because it looks... Allow me the... There we go. It's because it looks like the word gay. And you are not using it to shame me. No, I can't quite... I think I'm almost proud of myself about being gay. I think I am. I'm less proud about other parts of myself, but my sexuality is neither here nor there to me now. But it's taken me a good 20 years from realising this to get here. Not 20 years, good 15 years. We all hate you, Stephen. It's not just Automod. Go for A3. Oh, this is true, so I'm not allowed to feel pride the other 11 months of the year. So sorry, Arch. I knew I was doing something wrong. It's stoked. How can you tell the difference between a stoat and a weasel? Well, a weasel is a river mammal, and a stoat is totally different. Knew as soon as I started talking I was gonna have to finish that thing. Okay, so we've got quivered. We've got stoat. It's stat, as in straight away stat, with O in the middle, a goose egg. That becomes a stoat. So now we have this. We have in here an appropriate entry and the answer, and an extra letter that isn't used, and a waterproof aquatic creature. Oh. And the extra letter is N. Saturn is going to be this, isn't it? Are we going to have Mercury here? Are we going to have Venus in... I think we can have Venus in here. I think we can have Earth somewhere here. Mars. Jupiter. We have, everybody, the solar system. So let's colour the planets in orange. Mars is... Am I happy that Mars is there? Probably. Earth is almost certainly going here. It's very rare that I get the gimmick straight away. Very rare. Revel in it, everyone. Where's Mercury? Mercury. There we are. That's where Mercury is. Indeed. So, one thing to remember is that we were given them, like... the crossword was this. So the innermost is this, and that's going to be Sol. That is going to be the sun, I would imagine. So Sol there, Mercury, this ring, then Venus. The planets are in order. Nice, nice little crossword. This. Venus. Do we know where that's going to go? Could go there. Can it go anywhere else? No, I think it has to go there. We're still dealing with some extra letters, however, that we don't know where they are. But I think they have to go there. That's disappointing that they've missed out Uranus. Okay, well that has helped with that, and that should very much help with the other rings. So let's go to... So I'm going to leave... So it's S blank, A blank. Oh, if you... let's give this to you. Let's give this to the chat. If you know this... Waterproof is like... Is that like a Mac? Seal... Oh, to waterproof is to seal, and an aquatic creature is a seal. There we go. Thank you. Next ring. Chinese gooseberry has edible bulb. Chinese gooseberry has edible bulb. Okay, I think this is... Oh, this is a word. Is this... Does anyone agree with me? I think it's a hidden. I think it's my favourite, and I think it's sago, and I think that is an edible bulb. Let's look it up. Sago, a plant of the lily family with green and white bell-shaped flowers, native to the western US. Also known as the sago lily. Doesn't tell me that it's got an edible bulb, but I assume it does. Okay, good. So that's a hidden, and... Boop. I mean, anything's edible if you try hard enough and only do it once. Chiron's homepage, Tale of the Cat. Now, should that have a... I'm assuming that should have a closing quote on it, but it's not in the clue that I have here. Let's give it a closing quote. So this is 2003. Was Pluto still a planet in 2003. It's around the time when it was demoted. I'm going to say that April 2003 it would have been, because I think it would have been about a year later maybe that it was not, like 2004. That P may or may not be the first letter of this. Chiron's home page, I think that P is going to be there. Tale of the cat. Because Pluto used to be a planet in our solar system, it's kind of got a whimsical attachment. It never really fitted. But it's got whimsical. Google demoted 2006, so 2003. Just in case, because Uranus isn't visible here. Uranus isn't on show in this crossword. And neither is Neptune, so it was possible that is this going to come into anything. But Chirons, I'm thinking of Charon, which is something to do with one of Pluto's moons, I think. Maybe. And is about a third of the and about half the size of Pluto. Chiron's home is the definition. I don't know where Chiron lives. Page is usually P. Tail of the cat. Okay. And part of the psyche, for example, involved in something forbidden. Right. You're quite right, Catus. I do not know 2 or 3. Right, this is... I'm going to go for both hints for 2 and 3, but then I'm going to be sparing on the inner hints for rings C to F. So starting with 2, strong hints then, please, if I'm not going to know the answer. Oh, I thought it was going to be pounce, because a cat is an ounce. So it could be p-ounce, but no, it isn't. So hints for B2. Chiron's home is a location in Greece. Peloponnesia. Is there Pelos? Pelion. Hang on, Pelion. Because a cat could be a lion. Is there a Pelion? There we go. So P is for page, tail of the, last letter of the, and a cat is a lion, Pelion, and that must be Chiron's home. Chiron the centaur was from Pelion. Part of the psyche. So we know we've got an extra letter still to fit in this grid. So it's either going to be this N or this C. This one of these two is that extra letter. So it's either that, part of the psyche, for example, involved in something forbidden. Well, something forbidden is a no-no. So is there a non-ego? Flipping heck, that's going to be a thing, isn't it? It's absolutely a non-ego. So it's e.g., for example, and we're putting that in a no-no, which is something forbidden. Non-ego, let's look that up. In Chambers, it says, the not I, the object as opposed to the subject, whatever is not the conscious self. How pretentious. But there we go, it's the non-ego. An endless nine-sided object. Nutty Stooge attends. And sorry that, Manic, I didn't get to you on that one. I accidentally solved it myself. Never mind. I'll try to do worse and moving forward. Nutty Stooge attends. Okay, happy with C. Manic, go for this one. As I deprived you of B3, go for C1. Nutty Stooge attends an anagram of Stooge. V1, yes. It is Manic. There we go. Goes to Attends, if you attend a concert, you go to a concert. And a stooge is nutty. It's being anagrammed here. So where is that? It's got to go here. And that rather nicely gives us that. And now we know that everything else is used. Oh no, there's an extra. Oh no, the extra entry is the planet. Young wildebeests and swan high above. Okay, so it's got to be Cygnus, because it's talking about the constellation of Swan. Cygnut, no. So gnus are young wildebeests. Where does the CY come from? Oh, is there someone called Cy Young? There is, isn't there? Baseball, yeah, there we go. So CY for Cy Young, gnus for wildebeest. That's actually a really nice way of hiding that young is a proper name here. Young wildebeest and swan high above the constellation Cygnus. Gnus. Who are the other two, Stephen? I bet one of them is Babe Ruth. Who is the other one? Who is the third? Because it's someone who I should have probably heard of. Silly as one half of a golf course. Well, it's got to be something to do with in or out, hasn't it? Because golf, you have the 9 out and then the 9 in. Babe Ruth. Joe DiMaggio, of course. Of course. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. Silly as one half of a golf course. That's good. Go for this. C3. Oh, you're all naming baseballers now. This is lovely. I like this clue. Silly is asinine. And as is as, 1 is I, and half of a golf course is 9. But I'm also reading it as in my head, as in 9. As in, it's the in 9 holes. It's not how it is very much how it's not is working, but that is how it's going in my head. So it sort of works like that as well. Anyway, silly is asinine. There we go. I attempt packing in time for travel plan. Must be itinerary now. It's a long way to itinerary. Now, why is it itinerary? I try. That's these bits. Packing, so putting in for in and era for time. So it's I try with in and era in for an itinerary. On the way back, encountered current article. Okay, that goes here and it is 4 letters. Go for D2, go for it in the chat. On the way back, encountered current article. So it's not an article like a newspaper article, it's an article such as a thing or a couple of people. Item. It is going backwards. Met, if you encountered someone you met, and current is I in physics. Yeti. No. Once again, recognised Marvin when speaking. Lee Marvin? Recognise Marvin when speaking. So it's either going to be these 5 letters or these 5 letters. One of these 2 is extra. Once again, so it feels like it's going to start re. Recognise Marvin. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Luther King. Marvin. Isn't it Marvin the Martian? It is, isn't it? But it's not him. But Marvin the Martian.
But a very silly voice, like
like
this. That's better.
Hank Marvin. So saw again. Anyone got this? Doesn't matter if not. No, let's not. Let's leave something for the second pass. E. Let's move on to the Venus ring. Turning form of a lycanthrope. Run. Well, it's a werewolf, isn't it? A lycanthrope. Turning form of a lycanthrope. Wolf? Well, it's going to be... Oh, so wolf reverses becomes flow. So I think it's just flow, and the only place it could then go was here. Do we like flow? It's got to be that. It's got to go there, right? Is there another spot? Could go there. Could go there. So I'm not going to put it in just yet. Although that would work really well because then we'd get that letter there as extra. Help CIA playing drunk in Providence. Help CIA playing drunk in Providence. Okay. There's definitely some anagramming going on, but what? Not sure. In Providence. Now, Providence is in Rhode Island. I think. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next one because I can solve that one and I know where it goes. Guinness Stout, possibly cold. My grandmother, bless her soul, loved Guinness. That was her nightcap. Just not quite a half, but just a small glass of Guinness every night. Don't think she drank it cold. I think she had it at room temperature. Guinness Stout, possibly cold. Very filling. Go for E. Indeed, but it's nice. It's Alec. Alec Guinness so Guinness is the definition. Stout is an ale. Cold is C. So we put that after that and we get Alec. So now we know that that's there. That means that flow does go here and that our extra letter is U. Help CIA. So it's got to start with F. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters. And it starts F-A because it goes round. Help CIA playing drunk in Providence. My goodness. Okay, third letter, please. For this. Okay, now I'm not entirely sure what Providence means, it turns out. So it's going to be an anagram of CIA. So it's facilitate, based on that. Because you've got your anagram of CIA here. If you're drunk, you're lit. So Providence must be your fate. Ah, your cat's name is Kismet. Good name for a cat, Arch. Providence would have been better. Facilitate. So anagram of CIA and then lit for drunk, in fate for Providence. Publishes Italian children's author retrospectively. Going to come back to that one. For reasons, because I'm not sure. Not sure of it, and there are a few things, because it could be airs or runs, or probably runs, but and then an I. Anyway, don't know. Audited bags for department store. Okay, yes, fine. Audited bags for department store, and I think this is going to go here. Go for 3. Not 3. F2. Why was it 3? It's not even the third in the. It is Saks. Saks Fifth Avenue. Let's talk about Saks, baby. So it sounds like Saks, S-A-C-K-S, and we're going to say it out loud. Auditory. There's your prompt there. Bags, Saks with a C in it, and department store, Saks Fifth Avenue. So we know that that's there. So we know that. I mean, this could be the extra letter, of course. Service provided by AAA to political faction. So AAA, they're a car. Are they a breakdown service? Because we have the AA here, and if I remember rightly, AAA are the same thing in the US. Yeah, you have an extra A. So I feel like it's going to go there. It's going to be ing. Service provided by AAA to political faction. It's going to be a double definition. Hiring, firing, tiring, airing. Towing. Oh, yeah, it's towing. Because 2 is 2 here, and a political faction is a wing. And towing, so it isn't a double definition, it turns out. It's a charade on that second half. So towing is what the AAA provide. 2 is 2, political faction is a wing. Right. So either this or this is an extra letter. And given that publishes is issues, I'm going to claim that R is the extra letter. Now, why is this issues? Italian children's author. So I is Italian, and the children's author is Zeus, however you say it. Because there's some debate on it now, isn't there? And I never know, but Dr. Zeus is how I ever said it, is or how I've always said it, and that's backwards, so it's I and Zeus. Here we go. Right, let's go through the radial clues now. We're on the downhill stretch. Best using brain work. First off, you idiot. So first off, you is just OU, and now we need an idiot. Outwit. So if you best using brain work, you outwit them. Outwit, outlast, outplay. That is Survivor's motto. So first off, you is OU, and then twit is idiot. OU twit, absolutely. Welcome back at it. A collection of opinions on Old Olympian. Okay. Oh, a poll. Collection of opinions is a poll. Old is O, A is A, and Olympian is Apollo. See, if I had the right idea, I just couldn't think of the right person. So styptic was the pencil. 11. Well, we've got linens here. Glass covers among napkins and such. So napkins and such are linens now. Glass covers... Oh, so a lens. Lens is your glass, and it is covering, going around, among, which is in. So in lens. So there's no letter that's gone there. That concerns me. We need an S to come down here as well, to complete soul as well. 15, so I'm hoping it's going to come in here. Puts back some rocks in pursuit of balance. So it's OR something, and then maybe an S. Restores. If you put something back, you restore it. Ores. There you go. ORES. There you go. So there's our restores. So rest is your balance. Ores are your rocks. And it goes afterwards. So we've got restores. Now. Okay. I mean, I know what that's going on there. Okay, what haven't I got? So 1, we've got everything. 2, A, B, C, we've got everything. D, once again recognise Marvin when speaking. So that goes here or here. Owlip. Newly? Oh, I knew Lee. Okay. Lee Marvin, actor, I'm going to say newly. So once again is newly. Recognised Marvin. I knew Lee when speaking. Is that everything? That is all the clues put in. I feel like I've gone wrong because Outwit and Apollo don't go in here. But let's just read this again. The 7th ring consists of a single unclued word whose starting point is not given, describing the logical conclusion. Some of its letters are not used by radial entries. These uncrossed letters... Okay. There we go. These letters and the others describe what's going on. So it starts here, and the word is heliocentric. because the sun is at the centre of our solar system, because we have these letters here, Sol, which we're going to put in the middle because they collapse into the middle here and we get Sol. And so what do we have reading along here to reveal the character responsible for all this head-spinning logic? It is Copernicus. And that is circular logic by Hex. Yes, it said to read it from 12 o'clock going round, which in my handy system happened to just read across. That was excellent. I realised that would happen from the start, could I just say. So Copernicus is our final answer. There we go. Well done, Copernicus, for realising that the sun was at the centre of the solar system. Did Galileo also think it? Because at least one of them was excommunicated. Sol even flows in heliocentric order. Yes, it does. Yes, it starts at the... Yeah, that starts there. Then there. Then there. Putting the cope in Copernicus.